We all know sales are gonna pick up in a huge way in November and December as we head towards the gift giving season. But there's one print on demand product that sees an absolute explosion in search interest and really picks up around early November. This product is, of course, ornaments, as we hang them on our Christmas trees if we celebrate Christmas. And if you haven't listed your first ornament for sale, there's no better time to start than today. We're gonna do a deep dive into what trending ornaments are making sales already on Etsy, as well as really focus on the difference between the two major ways of selling ornaments, which is personalized ornaments and then static ornaments. In today's video, we're gonna focus on the latter, static ornaments, which in my opinion are some of the easiest to sell. So let's get right to it. First, I'm gonna show you in Printify what type of ornament we're gonna be selling. And I'm gonna be selling these on both Amazon and Etsy. So here in Printify, I'm gonna click catalog, and then I'm gonna go over to the right-hand side where it says ornaments and click there. Now they've got a ton of different types of ornaments. Notice how much overlap there is, by the way, on the circular shape. Now it's my personal preference to keep it simple. Unless I'm selling like a dog themed ornament, and then if I wanna sell the dog bone shaped ornament, then that would make sense. Otherwise, I'm almost always going to exclusively sell the round circle ornaments. Now, if I want to sell like a heart-shaped ornament and market it as, you know, a first anniversary or first year together in our new home, that sort of a thing, again, make sense of it as you go, but I like to take a simple approach. So I'm going to be starting with the metal ornament that has a base cost of $3.37 with Printify Premium. You can charge $9.99 or more for these all day. And then of course, pass the shipping cost to your customer as well. So nice profit margins in ornaments on top of the absolutely massive demand. Now you can sell any product you want. I'm always looking for the biggest boost to profits because the people who put these on their tree, guys, they're in it for the design more than they are for the texture, right? How often do you go and touch the ornament after you hang it? Probably not that often. So we're gonna sell these metal ornaments. I'm gonna come down here and hit start designing. And you'll notice the first thing we see is the bell. I'm gonna click select variants. I'm going to then click round and uncheck bell. And we're just gonna do the round ornament in this video because I think in my personal experience, those are the best sellers and they have the most broad appeal. Next up, we need to come over to Etsy and do some research. Now, whenever I'm starting research for any product, typically what I like to do is just pair some really broad, high value keywords with the product type. So I might click the search bar and type in funny ornaments and just keep it really simple. Funny, humorous, evoke emotion, and then ornament. And now we can see a few examples of what is ranking currently on Etsy. And because I have the Everbee Chrome extension installed, I can also see how many sales they're currently generating. Recent sales, that is, not lifetime. So the chicken nugget design is already generating sales. It looks like it's generated 4 sales in the last month, and it was only uploaded a little over a year ago. So if we scroll down, we can see the types of trends this year. What do you know? More of the 6, 7, which, I mean, at some point it's got to stop, right? Currently though, Etsy sellers are shooting their shot trying to capitalize on the 6, 7 trend that's been huge this year and cross-niching it with Christmas, which I said was going to be popular this year, although I did say that in the context of t-shirts. Let's see, a Christmas ornament of a pizza. So I love that as an idea. Let's open this up and see what Everbee has to say. I'm going to go ahead and click analyze listing here and try to get an idea of like what keywords are driving traffic to this listing. So you can see the trends graph last month, no sales. If we go out to all time, it's saying it's done 2 sales. It's probably done at least 2, if not maybe a few, like a little bit more. How old is this? Okay, this listing's only 2 months old. So it's possible it has only done two sales. In terms of the tags, let's kind of break these out and see what we might want to include in our listing if we sold this. Chicago foodie gift. I could see that, you know, Chicago deep dish pizza, foodie gift because it's pizza. Funny ornaments. Well, that's how we found it. White elephant gift for coworkers. Great idea. Gag gift, ornament exchange. Food lover gift, gift for boys, kitchen ornament, New York ornament, pizza gift, stocking stuffers, white elephant. So I love all those tags. And guys, as a shortcut, if you're spending too much time doing tags, you can copy people's tags by just clicking the copy button here in Everbee, and it'll put it right on your clipboard. So then I can go ahead and paste, and I've got all the tags right here, and I can add them to an Etsy listing. I wanted to show you guys how easily we can use AI. Here I'm in Google AI Studio, and I simply asked it to create a pizza design that I could use on an ornament. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this and show you what it would look like on an ornament in Printify. It took a few seconds to upload the design as is from Google AI Studio. I can go ahead and hit the preview button in the top right corner. I always do this just to make sure that my design is lined up properly and that the crust isn't cropped out, anything like that. You can see they've got some really good lifestyle images here as well that I think would translate perfectly to Etsy. And honestly, I would even consider using one of these lifestyle images as my primary image on Etsy. Probably go with this one and then just crop it in a little bit closer. And there you go. I mean, how hard does it need to be, guys? You don't get bonus points for making this process harder than it needs to be on yourself. Let's go through the process again. I'm back here in search results. The next one is a funny ornament. It says, Santa knows you've been a bitch. It's already doing 16 sales in the last month. I love that. So I came over to Google AI Studio and I asked it to create a design that says, Santa knows you've been a bitch. Here's the design. I ported it over to Printify. And you might say, oh, Ryan, like it actually rendered the design of the whole ornament in the background. Well, you can ask it to regenerate, or you can just kind of zoom it in. And to make sure, I go to the preview in the top right, and this is going to print perfectly. Again, guys, think of how small Christmas ornaments are. You don't need a super high resolution print for a small ornament. You know, it all kind of, the resolution requirements, they translate based on the size of the finished product in real life. So in this case, I can use the default output size from Google AI Studio, scale it up by just dragging the corners, and boom, I've got another design ready to go. And it was that quick, that easy, that simple. Okay, let's go back to Etsy and let's actually open up the product analytics over here. And honestly, we can either do last month or we can do all time. Let's look at last month. Let's look for some current trends. I'm going to sort by sales. So now we're looking at funny ornament. We're sorting by sales last month. It looks like, okay, VHS Christmas movies used as ornaments are actually the #1 trending ornament on Etsy currently. The next one are like a bear advent calendar. Next one is a croc, mini croc shoe. What does this one say? Don't mind me. I'll just be over here making everything all magical and shit. Okay, well, if that's selling really well, it looks like 48 sales in the last month. I love that idea. Why don't we go ahead and type the text? So don't mind me. I'll just be over here making everything all magical and shit. Okay, and I'm going to say, thank you, Google AI Studio. And would you look at that, with a little help from our friends at the Google AI Studio, which you can use for free, by the way, and I'll link to that in the description, along with my link to Printify and Everbee, so you can follow along and increase your ornament sales, because it's criminal not to capitalize on the massive demand every November and December. But I think this design looks amazing. Nice cartoon style as well. They're doing the magic thing. I'll just be over here making everything all magical and shit. Beautiful ornament. Couldn't have done it better myself. Couldn't have done it faster for sure. It took less than 10 seconds for AI to create this design. And what's not to love, guys? They're going to print that on a nice looking metal ornament and ship it straight to your customer. Whatever the difference is after you pay your Etsy fees, you get to keep as profit. Now, there's one more I wanted to show you guys, and it's one that I kind of handpicked before this video. And it is the ornate stained glass designs. So the reason I picked this is I was doing some research and realized this is a popular design style for Christmas ornaments, but you can easily do very basic SEO like this one right here. It's in over 20 carts. It's done at least 4 sales in the last month. And look at the title, Chicken Nugget Christmas Ornament. It's that simple, guys. And you can use AI after you create a generic prompt. The prompt that I used was create a design with an ornate stained glass window style design. And then the next part is where you do a little bit of research and you figure out like your replacement for the chicken nuggets. I mean, I would say you should make a chicken nugget themed stained glass design ornament, but then move on to the next thing. Is it a hamburger? Is it an axolotl? So what I was thinking was you could actually go over here to Etsy and you could just type in like funny kawaii and just see the other like kawaii elements that people are purchasing. So ravioli seems to be popular. Dumpster fire. A raccoon, skip Little Caesars, a frog wearing a wizard hat, okay? A little cat, paperclip. You know, there's of course anything can sell, but there's going to be intersections where certain things are just more popular than others. So what I did, and I'm just going to scroll up and show you what I created before I hit record, is I used that prompt that I had shared with you a second ago, create a design with this ornate stained glass window style design and a kawaii dumpster fire in the middle. That's all I had to ask. AI Studio rendered this right here. If we go back over here to Printify, just want to show you how amazing it looks when I add it to our ornament. Guys, it's that simple. You know, no artistic ability required anymore. I don't know what the future holds for print-on-demand sellers because it's getting a little crazy that you can, in less than 10 seconds, ask AI to create a design for you, and it comes out better than any design that I would probably create, even if I spent the next year designing kawaii dumpster fires against ornate stained glass windows. But this is more than good enough to sell. It's easy to audit demand on Etsy when you use the Everbee Chrome extension. You can literally see, in addition to the current sales, you can see lifetime sales. You can see the tags they use, so it helps with your SEO. Guys, you have everything you need to have a winning fourth quarter. Okay, give the customers what they want. That's what inspired me to start talking about selling Christmas ornaments around Christmas, right? We're not talking about it in January or April. We're talking about it in November and December when they're going to be at peak demand. So get after it. I showed you how easily it can be done. I'm going to drop links to everything I shared in this video, and good luck this fourth quarter.